Hello fiction fans, T.H. Leatherman here. Today we're going to discuss rivalries. When you're writing a story, one of the elements that you can add to it is a rivalry between two of the people that are on the good side of the story. Now, there are also rivalries between the hero and the main antagonist or villain, but that is the subject of another video that I've done. There are two main ways that you can show rivalry in a story. The first is one-upmanship, and the second is a love triangle. Now, one of the important things about rivalries is this is really a game of one-upmanship between the main character and another person in the story. There should be a series of challenges in the story where the hero wins some of the time and the rival wins some of the time. It has to be a seesaw effect where one is winning some time and one is winning the other time. You can't expect the hero to win all the time. This one-upmanship can take several forms. It could be friendly or unfriendly. If you find it hard to laugh at yourself, I'd be happy to do it for you. It could be good versus evil. It's easier to fool people than to convince them they're being fooled. It could be the underdog versus the favorite. I always thought that record would stand until it was broken. It could be the newcomer versus the champion. I believe in equality for everyone, no matter how stupid they are or how superior to them I am. It could be talent versus experience. What's the use of having ignorance if you can't show it? Some examples of this one-upmanship and rivalry could be Zoolander and Hansel in the Zoolander movie. This rivalry is characterized by starting off as unfriendly and then becoming friendly as they get on the same side. There's also the fact that Hansel is the newcomer and Zoolander is the more experienced model. And so there's a rivalry there, as Zoolander tries to hold on to his superior position, having been the top model for so long. Another story where there's a series of one-upmanship is Big Bang Theory between Sheldon and Will Wheaton. In the story, several times Will Wheaton and Sheldon one-up each other in different sorts of minor competitions. This can be characterized as good versus evil, Sheldon being the good force and Will Wheaton being the evil force in that story. You could also say it's talent versus experience. Sheldon has a lot of talent. He's very smart, but he's not very worldly or experienced. Will Wheaton, on the other hand, is very worldly and experienced. Another example of one-upmanship would be Homer and Ned Flanders from the Simpsons TV series. You can also say that Bart and Sideshow Bob have a rivalry, but since that's a hero-villain kind of situation, it doesn't really belong in this particular video. Now, Homer and Ned Flanders have a kind of a good versus evil, where Homer is actually the more evil force, but he's kind of the anti-hero of the show, so that works out pretty well. The final example of one-upmanship is Rocky versus Apollo Creed in the Rocky series of movies. Now, Apollo Creed starts off as the experienced fighter, whereas Rocky starts off as the talented newcomer. Here we have newcomer versus champion, and we also have underdog versus favorite. The other type of rivalry that you run into in stories is the love triangle. Now, there are several classic examples of this. An example of this is in the Naruto series. You have Naruto and Sasuke competing for Sakura's attention. You can also say that there was a love triangle in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where Angel and Spike vie for Buffy's attentions, and they're both vampires, and she's a vampire slayer. So isn't she supposed to be killing them? Another favorite love triangle of mine is The Hunger Games, where we have Peeta and Gale fighting for Katniss's attention. And lastly, we can go old school. In the Arthurian legend, we have King Arthur and Lancelot, who are both vying for Guinevere's attention. The important thing with these love triangles is that when you're writing the triangle, you have to make sure that the main character spends enough time with each member of the love triangle to make it believable. If you spend too much time with the main character and one of the rivals in the story, then it doesn't build a believable tension between the two. Make sure you're developing that romantic tension with the glances and the almost things and getting inside the character's head saying, well, I wonder if this person believes this, or I wonder if this person believes that. Things that make the reader believe that this main character could end up with one person or the other. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I post weekly. If you have a question or a message you'd like for me to cover, message me on Facebook. If you enjoyed this episode, like or comment below. So long, fiction fans!